In 1998, Hasselblad partnered with Fujifilm in Japan to develop the X-Pan. In Japan, the X-Pan is sold as the Fujifilm TX1. Everywhere else in the world, it's the Hasselblad X-Pan. The X-Pan is a very unique 35mm film camera, as it can shoot a 24mm by 36mm frame, which is your standard 35mm. And then if you flick this switch here, you can shoot 24mm by 65mm frame, which gives you your panoramic photo. So I'm going to put the X-Pan to one side, and I'm going to talk about what I think is the closest you're going to get to a digital X-Pan on the market at the moment. Now this is the GFX 50R. Now why do I have the Fujifilm GFX 50R? I basically got the camera to test the sensor. Back in 2019, I started a project in Taiwan, and at the time I was using the Panasonic S1R and the Panasonic 50mm 1.4 lens. But as of making this video, Panasonic haven't upgraded the S1R to a newer version. So I'm looking for a camera system to replace it, because I'm hopefully going back later on this year or early next year to finish off the project. And I wanted to test this camera for portraits, because that's what the project was. It was taking environmental portraits in the factories. Now, if you want to know more about the project, I'll put a link to a video down below in the description. And I'll also put a link to the video that Locke did, because he was with me for a few days while I was in Taiwan shooting some of the portraits, and he actually done a video as well. So if you want to check out those two videos, I'll link to those videos to be down in the description. After using the GFX 50R for a few days, it dawned on me how similar these two cameras are. Because the GFX 50R has a crop mode, which is 24:65, which is exactly the same as the pano mode on the X-Pan. The GFX 50R is a rangefinder style camera. Basically what that means is your viewfinder or EVF is to the side of the camera, not in the center. Like most modern cameras, you're looking down the center, straight down the lens. On a rangefinder or rangefinder style camera, it's to the side of the camera. It has a 51 megapixel medium format sensor, which you can crop 24:65, which is exactly the same as the panoramic mode on the X-Pan. The nice part is if you're shooting JPEG and RAW, only the JPEG is cropped. The RAW image is not touched at all, so you have the full sensor readout in the RAW file, but the JPEG is cropped. This camera feels like a film camera. There's a shutter dial on the top, and there's an aperture ring on the lens. Now this lens is the 50mm 3.5 lens from Fuji. It's the smallest lens they make for the medium format digital cameras. The GFX 50R is the same width as the X-Pan. Height wise, there's a little bit of difference. Now the reason for that mostly is because of that whacking great big sensor. If I get the camera to focus, whacking great big sensor that's inside this GFX 50R. That's a medium format sensor, and their lens mount obviously is a lot bigger as well. But there's not a lot of difference, and you don't actually notice the difference, to be truthful. This doesn't feel like a big camera when you're shooting with it, which did surprise me quite a lot. I thought I was going to notice this camera being so big, but I didn't notice it at all. And I do like the flip out screen. I just want a flip out screen on most cameras. I don't want a flip around screen. I just want this nice flip out screen, which makes it really nice to compose your shots as well. Now, I'm not a Fuji shooter. I think I've owned one Fuji camera, which was many years ago. But I have to say, I was shocked how good the film simulators work inside this camera in JPEG mode. Like I said earlier, if you're shooting JPEG and RAW, the JPEG will be cropped and the RAW is not cropped. So you're going to get the film simulation on top of the JPEG. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know I shoot with Leica cameras. I have an M6 TTL, which is my everyday carry camera. I have an M10P, I have an MP, and I also have the Q2 monochrome, which I just recently purchased. And as you can see, there's quite a big difference between these two cameras. Now, the Q2 monochrome is a 47 megapixel black and white only sensor camera. That's probably why I enjoyed shooting with the GFX so much, because it is a rangefinder style camera. And the fact that I can get that 24:65 crop mode, which basically simulates the X-Pan in a digital format. I will be doing a video on this X-Pan. I did go out and shoot with it the other day, and there will be some photos I'm getting them developed at the moment. So if you want to see the video on the X-Pan, remember to hit that subscribe button down below. This is a really nice camera to use. It's built like a tank. It looks heavy, but it's not. It's really comfortable to use because there's this thumb grip at the back here. It's a really nice experience using this camera, and I must say, I do like using those Fujifilm film simulators. The GFX 50R is the closest you're going to get to a digital X-Pan on the market at the moment. If you want to download some of the photos from the slideshows and check them out for yourselves, I put them in a Dropbox folder, and the link to that Dropbox folder will be down below in the description. So that's it for this video. I really hope you guys have enjoyed it. And as always, thank you so much for watching.